Violent video games and teenagers. Imagine a teenager playing a violent video game where he or she is being rewarded for killing, stealing, or breaking the rules. And they continue doing these tasks because that is what the game is asking them to do. That teenager is feeding on that negative behavior where she may or may not use it in real life. Isn't that scary? Video games can be addictive, and since teenagers are in their developing stage, they are being exposed to being influenced by these games. I have seen many news reports about teenagers shooting at people in the schools or in churches, etc. I've also seen students from middle school and high school being bullied or being depressed due to aggressive behavior from their peers. For that reason, I have researched many sources connecting violent video games and teenagers. I'm going to talk about the impact teenagers have with violent video games, the consequences, and raise awareness to stop teenagers from playing violent video games. First, let me explain about the issues with violent video games. Children learn through what they see and do. Narvaez, who is a professor at the University of Notre Dame, wrote that violent games teach children how to behave like a criminal and to intentionally hurt others. Now, this is not the only factor, but it can be one of the factors of why children change their behavior for worse. Today's society has changed, where kids have more technology, more ways to entertain themselves, and for this topic, video games have changed. Children spend hours in their games, and this can lead to be distant from their loved ones. Therefore, violent video games teach their teens players how to behave, how to break the rules, and make it seem okay because they're being rewarded for it. Another factor is that parents don't understand the risk factor their children are being exposed to. A study, a journalist reported that psychologist groups reports 85% or more of video games market contains some form of violence. The impact violent video games have in teenagers may be different based on personality. Some of them can be easily influenced on, others can be easily addicted to the content of the game, and others they just play it because they like it, but they don't know that it's wrong. Also, these games affect their mental health. Monroe, author and clinical psychologist, wrote college students play violent video games for 20 minutes, 3 days in a row, and later they show increasingly aggressive behavior and hostile expectations compared to those who don't play violent video games. These are college students who most likely know what is right and wrong, and yet still it affected them. Teenagers' brains are more exposed to the world since they are still learning, and violent video games teach them how to kill, how to be addicted, how to cheat, etc. Violent video games are harmful in many ways, so what can we do to stop it? First, you can supervise your children. Report in ABC News said a higher consumption of media violence makes people more willing to behave aggressively when provoked. Motivate your children to play outside with other children. You can also set games so it can be more productive for them and healthier. Another thing that you can do is establish children where they show signs of aggression, because you may think that it is just a phase, but it can grow bigger over the years and make a bigger problem. An article of the American Academy of Pediatrics said that authors identify depression, anxiety, social phobias, and lower school performance as likely outcome for problem gaming. If your kid plays violent video games, it might be a good idea to keep that in mind. Also, parents be aware, violent video games teach your children problem solving and even patience, but they also teach you negative things. Therefore, talk to them and show interest so you can have a better communication with them, and you can teach them the right way to do things. You can also set a schedule so they can still enjoy their games and still have a social life. Take a step to improve teenagers' development, so they can become a better person and be a role model for future generations. Imagine it's your kid or your grandchildren who are being raised by good parents with good morals, good personalities. But then one day you find them with a gun, you find them driving insanely fast, breaking the law or being aggressive. And then the next day they get in trouble with the authorities of the school or even the police. They learn from their environment, and you can avoid, but it can be avoided because it is not just a game. Violent video games are dangerous for teenagers' development, and anyone who's involved in a kid's life should be aware of the risks that they are being involved to due to these games. If your kid is not affected, care about other kids that might get affected. If you don't know, get to know your children so you can have a better understanding on their personalities, and you can stop when they change out of nowhere. These games might be beneficial to them, but if you don't stop it when it starts, it's gonna get worse. As adults, we are responsible for teenagers' development. So let's make a difference and help our children to make better decisions. Thank you.